There's only a few stories from the records of corporate history that have captured the imagination as much as that of Juicero, a business that began with lofty goals only to collapse spectacularly. With a staggering $100 million in funding and promises of revolutionizing how we consume fresh juice, Juicero was once heralded as the future of health-conscious living. However, as the dust settled and investors counted their losses, the question remained: what went wrong? In this exploration, we delve into the rise and fall of Juicero, dissecting the series of missteps, miscalculations, and unforeseen challenges that ultimately led to its colossal downfall. But before we dig, smash the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. The Juicero Press, a vegetable and fruit pouring device, was created, produced, and sold by the American firm Juicero. When Doug Evans turned 30, his mother passed away from cancer and then his father from heart illness. He said in an interview with Medium that he treasured every moment of life until a surprise guest arrived. Tragedy. The emergence of type 2 diabetes, in addition to several other health issues such as atrial fibrillation, high blood pressure, and not one but two strokes, was faced by his brother afterwards. Evans appeared to have a genetic predisposition towards a shorter life expectancy, prompting him to embrace a healthier lifestyle consciously. This transformative journey began when he met with his future partner, Denise Marie, who introduced him to veganism. Before long, Evans wholeheartedly embraced the raw vegan diet as a critical part of his new health-conscious lifestyle. Marie was the one who informed him of the benefits of cold-pressed juice. This process preserves a higher concentration of nutrients by extracting juice from fruits and vegetables while discarding the fibrous pulp. Doug Evans was motivated by this realization to devote some of his financial resources to opening New York's first cold-pressed juice bar, Organic Avenue. Despite their early start in 2002, when cold-pressed juices were still a novel concept, the market landscape gradually became crowded with similar ventures. The increasing competition began to exert significant pressure on Doug Evans' business. In 2012, the company was sold to financial investors, ultimately leading to its eventual disappearance from the market. Evans was simultaneously faced with difficulty and a moment of insight because he yearned for the taste of cold-pressed juice. He longed for a juicer, but not just any juicer. It needed to be user and cleanup friendly. And so, the Juicero, a $700 juicer, was created after 12 prototypes and 1,200 days of nonstop work. On March 31, 2016, Juicero, a lavish juicer, made its premiere. In addition to its steep pricing, it offered little bags containing already chopped fruits and vegetables. These bags, which resembled ink cartridges, were introduced into the apparatus and then put under pressure that Evans claimed was capable of carrying 2 Teslas. But it had goals that went beyond being a simple home appliance. Beyond its eye-catching proportions of about 16 inches and a svelte style, Juicero sought to develop a technical platform ready to tap into the Internet of Things potential. The device included a networking chip and a QR code reader. A juicer with internet access? Absolutely. Juicero had a mobile app and was Wi-Fi connected to the home network. And you may be asking yourself, why? Each Juicero bag has a unique QR code. Thanks to this QR code, customers could get extra facts on the packing date and details on the origins of the fruits and vegetables they would consume. Through the app, individuals could also access information about the health benefits of the blend they were about to consume. Additionally, the app could prevent the machine from processing bags that had already expired. This feature was a safeguard in case of an emergency or if the company needed to recall the product from the market. Finding the pouches would be easier with this method, and it would also prevent them from rotting. It's important to note that Doug Evans promoted using fresh and unprocessed foods, so Juicero bags only had an 8-day shelf life and were usually $5 to $8. Only owners of Juicero juicers were able to purchase these packages. It is a tactic that Business Insider classified as a savvy maneuver by this startup, aiming to sidestep the challenges Keurig owners face. Keurig initially developed a machine for brewing home beverages like coffee, but they eventually encountered profit erosion due to other companies replicating and producing similar capsules. Taking a slightly different approach, Doug Evans drew a comparison between his juicer and the debut model of the Tesla Roadster. While the car originally came with a hefty price tag, its cost gradually decreased. Juicero's founder firmly believed that the $700 price of the juicer was justified, as he argued that innovation needed to start somewhere. He envisioned that the juicer could reach individuals with more significant financial means and eventually become more affordable for a broader audience. And indeed, his prediction came true. As time passed, the price inevitably dropped, primarily due to the sluggish sales of the product. Even though Juicero had been his brainchild, Doug Evans received an invitation from the company's board of directors to gracefully step aside. This paved the way for Jeff Dunn, the former president of Coca-Cola, to assume the role of the new CEO in October 2016. A few months after taking over the company's leadership, in January 2017, one of Dunn's first moves was to reduce Juicero's pricing from $700 to $400. But the question remained, how could Juicero convince 16 investors to take a risk and invest a massive $120 million in their business? To develop a compelling pitch for its investors, Juicero's team of hardware and software engineers, food scientists, designers, and farmers collaborated closely. The company had a strict requirement for a fresh product, which led them to establish partnerships with local farms. They also operated through 3 department stores in the Bay Area, where a staff of just over 70 employees was involved. It's important to emphasize that if Doug Evans had merely presented investors with prepackaged bags designed for making cold-pressed juice, it's unlikely that he would have been able to secure such a substantial amount of capital. Juicero's alluring proposition was the technological promise, particularly its utilization of the Internet of Things, which greatly appealed to Silicon Valley investors. In March 2016, Mike Harden from Artis Venture, one of the investment firms behind Juicero, expressed his intrigue. He highlighted that the combination of quality and innovative hardware design were crucial factors that piqued his interest in Juicero. In contrast to Mike Harden's favorable appraisal, critics had a different viewpoint. The Juicero appliance was compared by some commentators to the scene in the film E.T. when the persona drapes a sheet over himself. Doug Evans, the inspiration behind Juicero, had a different perspective on his invention. He saw it as a triumph comparable to what Steve Jobs has done with Apple. While Jobs had changed a central computer into a personal computer, Evans intended to do the same with his juicer, transforming it from a central computer into a customized juice press. Following the device's launch, many people began questioning the necessity of purchasing Juicero. Some even tried squeezing the bags by hand to achieve a comparable outcome, a question that was anticipated from the start. However, the pivotal moment came when Bloomberg News released a video featuring a human versus a machine. This video significantly hastened the company's downfall, demonstrating that using one's hands could extract the juice as swiftly as the Juicero device. The company's CEO steadfastly defended the juicer despite seeming to have outgrown its usefulness. Jeff Dunn responded to the matter on Medium. He claimed that he saw the press reports about people hacking Juicero bags by cutting them open with scissors and manually pressing them. He pondered how to explain that the worth of Juicero was more than merely a container of cold-pressed juice. As customers started to feel deceived, they demanded refunds, and Juicero promised to reimburse them for their expenditures. However, the situation continued to deteriorate. In June of that year, the company was forced to take drastic measures, laying off 25% of its workforce. At that time, the company had approximately 238 employees. The financial troubles persisted, with the company hemorrhaging $4 million monthly. Then by September 2017, Juicero had become a thing of the past, and it was a rather embarrassing chapter in its history. Numerous factors contributed to Juicero's downfall. One of these factors, as pointed out by Ben Einstein, a partner at Bolt, was that despite its excellent design, the device was too expensive for its target demographic. Additionally, there were restrictions on the company's ability to grow. Despite making a significant $120 million investment over 2 years to build a sophisticated supply chain, Juicero had a relatively small footprint in California. It soon became apparent that to maintain their operations, they would need to join a business with a longer and more reliable national supply chain. While premium goods might be appealing, their extra value must be noticeable and significant. The juice that Juicero made was not its only redeeming quality. Instead, it came from the fact that it was an internet connected device. Investors primarily decide to invest in the business due to its distinguishing traits. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can stay updated with more insightful content.